Here come the Buffs. What's going on, Buff Nation? Welcome back to another video. Busy day in Boulder, Colorado, just like we predicted. 3 more commitments in just this morning alone, and I got to be honest, I don't think they're done. I told you it was going to be a busy weekend. I think we might be done for today, but tomorrow I think is going to be another massive day, possibly 3 more. They're tweeting out eyeballs, all kinds of things. Bat signals flying around like nobody's business. You got the insiders talking about it. It's mayhem. We had spring game today, a little rainy, still a great turnout. But let's talk about the commits. We're probably going to have a separate video going over the spring game a little bit. And of course, Coach Prime's comments as well. But big time pickups today we do have to talk about. Before we do, though, you already know. I flushed my kids down in the club. I love it. Two of these pickups today were for the 2025 class. So for everyone kind of ragging on last year for not having a recruiting class, here we go. Big time pickups for the 2025 class. We're going to talk about where that sits them, also too what that means, and then a linebacker, the linebacker we've been talking about, also committed today to the Buffs. But let's talk about, first of all, the 2025 commits. First being tight end, 6'5", 225 out of Tennessee, Corbin Lure, I believe. 3-star tight end, ton of size there. I could see him probably moving up. I think he's 1,000 overall in 247 currently. But again, these tight end situations, they're a little bit finicky, but you're getting a ton of size with Corbin here. And tight end is definitely a point of emphasis for the Buffs. So I love this pickup here. Love to see how it plays out. But the one that I'm really, truly excited about, and somebody that they've been crystal balled for quite some time, and I was concerned that somebody was going to come in and scoop up Manre Walker, because although he had been crystal balled to Colorado, a lot of people started poking their nose into this. There's a couple things we got to go over, all right? What I love about Manre Walker. First of all, he's 6'1", 225. He is currently a 3-star linebacker. I got to tell you, I don't think he's going to finish as a 3-star. When you take a look at his film, the kid is an absolute bulldozer. Love it. Love his angles that he takes. You can tell the guy is a wizard out there on the backfield, has eyes all over the place. He has speed, but not quickness. And you know what I'm talking about. His angles is able to cut through things, but he plays back there like he's just running these cats over. And I love watching his film. He's very excited to play. But what I love most importantly is the fact that he's coming from Buford High School. We talked yesterday about IMG and what that meant by pulling Alex Cram out of IMG, creating that pipeline, creating that connection to a top-tier high school like IMG that produces stud after stud after stud. Well, guess what? Buford is just like IMG in this sense, but from Georgia. Okay, they produce stud after stud. Let's name a few. KJ Bolden, number 1 or number 2 cornerback / safety that came out of the class last year that committed to Georgia. Dylan Raiola, okay, just to name a few. There's a few more I can't even remember at the top of my dome anymore. There were 4 or 5-star guys that all played on the same team last year that all went to their respective Power 5 schools. And now you got Manre Walker that played alongside every single one of those guys. Okay, like I said, I think he's going to slide up slowly throughout the year. I think his size has a little bit to do with the fact of him being a 3-star, 6'1", 235. You like for those guys to be at 6'2", 6'3" range for that linebacker position. But just again, watching his film, he gives you that feel of an old-style linebacker, just hitting somebody head on. And linebacker is my favorite position. I absolutely love watching high schooler and just linebacker film in general. I love watching linebackers play. Anybody that's willing to just sacrifice their body on purpose every single play, there's a couple of screws loose up there, and I love it. You know what I mean? They're just on purpose trying to level the guy in front of them and not give any wits on what it does to their body, and just gets up and keeps on going. You got to love that about that position. It's just a different type of breed comes in that linebacker role. So a massive pickup here, and we know the linebacker need for the Buffs is a massive one. So again, not going to be able to impact the field until the following year, but a great start to building that 2025 class, and we'll see how it folds out. This puts them at 60 overall. The overall rating now, we've got 3 committed to 2025 at an 88.25. Yesterday was a 92 with the commit of Alex Graham. These 2 3-stars do bring it down a little bit. Like I said, though, I think Manre Walker will climb the ladder. Probably will end up being a 4-star by the end of the year. And I got to be honest, this is going to be a dogfight to the end. I promise you, Manre Walker will be getting a ton of heat, a ton of offers, and a ton of looks as this season goes on. And it's going to be a true battle to see if Coach Prime's able to hang on to Manre. Look, I would love to see it, but it's going to be a true testament here, because I promise you, they're going to be coming after this young man because of that, how good he actually is. So we'll see how it plays out. But look, speaking of linebackers, this goes back to the list here. We had 6 visiting on the list, 5 of 6 right now committed. This is the fifth one that's committed now. We're still waiting on that last linebacker. I said the two linebackers, in my opinion, were a lock. Herring from Tennessee led his team in tackles last year. Uh, Nikhil Green was second, I believe, on his team at Charlotte. But let's talk about Nikhil for just a quick second. He was a 4-star coming out of high school and went to Michigan. Was a Power 5 guy. Was there for 3 years and transferred to Charlotte. Was at UCF for 2023. Didn't play. He transferred in December, then went back into the portal. And now, obviously, he ended up here at Colorado. But it's, again, this guy was highly touted coming out of high school. He's a 3-star currently in the transfer portal, but just showing you what he actually is here. It's much shinier toy than what may appear on paper. Again, 70.9, ranked 244 out of all linebackers. That Charlotte team, though, really took a turn last year for the better. Really actually getting some true studs and becoming a legitimate threat that the Charlotte 49ers are, and a team that's fun to watch because they're a really talented bunch just going up against really talented football teams. So you may not hear too much about them, but they have a really talented football team with a lot of big guys. So the linebacker room is just obliterated as it is. Love the fact this is a great addition for the Buffs to add them to the team. Obviously, we saw the spring game a little bit today. Didn't get too much, I feel like. We were able to see a few things. One big takeaway for me, what I was watching, I think everybody was watching, was the offensive line. How much time does Shedeur have? They were going up to second defense, but Jordan Seaton really looked like he had his own out there, which I enjoyed watching. Again, I love watching these 5-star guys because, in my opinion, when you're a 5-star guy, top 10 recruit, you should be able to come in right away. It's like a first-round draft pick. Those guys should come in, not take too much development. They're going to have issues. They're going to have their ups and downs, absolutely, but they should be a day one impactor. And Jordan Seaton looked very comfortable out there as a true freshman. Looked like he owned that left tackle position very well. And tackle is one of the harder positions to play right alongside center. So I think he carried his weight very well, looked comfortable, definitely put on some pounds in the good way. The line looked thick. And Shedeur and those guys, they get the ball off quickly as it is. So it wasn't like they needed an extra day for Shedeur to get that thing going, right? They just needed another second or two, and it looks like they seem to get that figured out. The defense looked a little more sound. Again, defensive 1 was playing against offensive 2. So a little lopsided on both sides of the ball, but they look sound, they look complete. Travis Hunter obviously was playing wide receiver and a little bit of defense. That secondary is going to be absolutely disgusting. The cornerback room, the safety room, again, all those things look fantastic. The linebacker room is what's needing some help. And think about it, right? This team wasn't at full reign because of all the guys they've got coming in from this portal cycle that are committing within the last few weeks here. So there's still a lot of pieces that are going to be added to this football team that we didn't even see today, which is a massive thing to think about of what the team looked like. And again, it wasn't even at full strength or full capacity. Charlie O, also running back, who was named the second running back just the other day, who was a walk-on, earned his scholarship today. So that adds up to that scholarship list that they were needing. So good stuff for them. Congrats to Charlie O. What an incredible journey for him to earn that scholarship. It's a hell of a ride. So good stuff. All in all, great day, I think, for the Buffs. Outside the weather, they battled through, got through it. But I will be taking a look at some, watching the tape a little bit more, going over Coach Prime's interviews, hearing his thoughts and opinions of the game. I think they handled business the way they wanted to do it, but they're still working. They're still having a busy day there today, as a ton of recruits are there, a ton of guys in the portal are still there. Like I said, I anticipate more things to pop off in the next 24 hours. So what does that tell you that you need to do? Smash the like button, subscribe. Of course, put your thoughts and comments down below. I want to get your thoughts. How do you think the spring game went? What were some things you liked, some things maybe you didn't like, some things you're looking for or that you were looking for but didn't quite get the answers just yet? And of course, your thoughts on these commits for 2025 and the transfer portal. And again, smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace and love, baby.